In this video, I will show you how we plan and organize Amazon ad campaigns at my agency in a way that allows all our ads to work well together for the best results. Also, as part of this video, I'll share how we approach keyword research, ad copywriting, and general campaign organization. So if you watch through to the end, you'll be able to see how helpful it is to keep all your research, planning, and campaigns organized for easier management. All right, let's get started. So this video assumes you already have an Amazon Seller Central account with products ready to sell, meaning that your products are winning the buy box on Amazon. And if you don't have that set up yet, please do that first and then come back to this video when you're done. Also, if you're new to our channel, my name is Austin and I run a small e-commerce ad agency here in Indiana. We primarily work with e-commerce businesses with revenues in the range of $1 to $20 million a year. And we make these videos to help other advertisers who maybe don't want to work with an ad agency or have someone in-house who does their PPC, search engine marketing, ad management, who still wants to learn and try to get some tips from an agency like ours. So, all right. So before we go into our Amazon Seller Central account and begin setting up campaigns, it's important to make a brief plan so that the end result will be campaigns that work well together and are easy to review and optimize later. And when I work on Amazon ads, my planning phase comes in 3 steps. So keyword research, copywriting, and campaign planning. So let's start with keyword research. This is our store, by the way. This is cushcushion.com. And they sell these seat cushions for these Tolix style bar stools. It's a live website. You can come shop here if you want to. Okay, so the keywords, I have right here, all my keywords written out right here. All right, so for keyword research, I've written out all the keywords that I'd like to use, and I took them from 3 sources. So first, from past Amazon advertising search terms, which I have in this spreadsheet here. This is the last 60 days of search terms. Some of them are ASINs, but of course I've got a couple good search terms. Second, I take keywords from the Google Keyword Planner. And third, I get keyword ideas from my own research. Namely, I think to myself, what are the keywords that an average person might use to describe this product if they had never known about it before? So I have all of those lined up over here. I have a keyword sorter tool that's in another video that we'll link to below, but for now you can just ignore this business over to the left. Here's all my keywords that I've come up with. It's not a lot to begin with, but that's fine. And since I have all these keywords ready to go, it's going to save me a lot of time as I actually set up the campaigns, and so I'll leave these here for now, and then I'll go on to the second step, which is copywriting. And you can watch an entirely separate video that we made on ad copywriting for Google Ads, which is also relevant for Amazon. However, here I'll show you some of the ad copy that I've taken from the website and from the Google Ads account that I've already created for this store. And what I have here is basically a collection of all the ad copy down below. And I took that and I split it into 3 types of ad copy. So ad copy for high funnel searches. So these are searches that people are entering into Amazon for high level, just general thoughts of what they want. So Tolix style seat cushions. Keep in mind, this type of bar stool that you see here is a Tolix style. Here's a good picture of it. So that's what I mean by Tolix style. And then bar stool seat cushions, Tolix stool cushions. Actually, let me change that. That's wrong. So Tolix stool seat cushions. And then I have some other longer descriptions here. These are really general. And I have some good product benefits, which is good for high funnel ad copy, typically higher in the search funnel. And by that I mean people who are just getting started on their customer journey to find the product that they want to buy. So typically early on, or high in the funnel, they're searching and looking for things like general product benefits. So in this case, a general benefit would be comfortable and stylish cushions for metal stools and chairs, or stop sacrificing style for comfort, enjoy both with our cushy seat covers. In mid-funnel, I have more keywords that have some more intent to purchase, ad copy that would appeal to someone who has a higher intent to purchase, meaning they've been searching for a little bit longer. They've probably done maybe 3 or 4 plus searches, and now they're starting to think about the specific features of the product that they want. So they might have decided that at this point, they'd like something that's an easy install seat cushion or an easy to clean seat cushion. And so I've got some of that ad copy here, and then also some really specific features. So for example, the dimensions of the product. And then I'm also referencing Tolix style here more, because once someone has done a few searches, they've probably realized they need to look for some certain features in the product to know that it's going to work for their application. And so that's what I have here in the mid-funnel ad copy. Then low funnel, so people that are just on the cusp of purchasing or just about ready to purchase, they're looking for specific features and then possibly the name of the brand. Maybe they've become familiar with a couple different brands that are selling these products on Amazon. And so I have the same feature-rich ad copy here, plus some testimonials, and then some star rating callouts, and then some of the same or similar ad copy that points out the easy install and cleaning features of the product. Okay, now the last step is planning the campaigns to use. And what I'm doing is starting with a fairly small budget. I'm using $2,000 a month to begin with, so I don't have a lot of money to spread across a lot of campaigns. To put it into context, $2,000 a month is roughly $66 per day, so if I had 6 or more campaigns, that would be $11 per campaign per day or less with 6 campaigns. And $11 per day per campaign isn't a lot because that only affords us 11 to 22 clicks per day at 50 cents to $1 per click, which would be a reasonable cost per click. And so at this stage in our marketing, fewer campaigns is likely better because then each campaign will have more budget and therefore more clicks. And having more clicks per campaign is a good thing because it means we have more data per campaign to review and act on. So fewer campaigns will also be easier to track and optimize from the start. So I'll aim for 6 or less campaigns, but I also want to use as many of the Amazon ad placement types as possible because that allows potential customers to see my ads as many times as possible as they shop for products like mine. So I'll use most of the available campaign types on Amazon, which include sponsored product, sponsored brand, and sponsored display ads. And we'll see samples of each as I create them. And so this is my campaign planning spreadsheet. Super simple. I just have the 3 different main campaign types that I can use in Amazon, so sponsored, product, brand, and display. And then the type of traffic I'm going to target for each campaign type is written out here too. So this one cell represents one campaign, and this campaign is going to go after generic searches for Tolek style seat cushions and then other generic keywords that I've already planned. And then it's also going to go after, it's also going to target ASINs for my brand and competitor brands on Amazon, which I've already written down over here in a spreadsheet. So I actually have plenty of competitor ASINs, and then I have all of my brand ASINs too planned out. This is from research that I did before this video. Basically, what I've done is I've used a little script to crawl Amazon and grab some ASINs for competitors versus brand ASINs. But I won't share on that in this video because that's a different topic. So I'm gonna just move ahead with that on my sponsored product campaigns. For the sponsored brand campaigns, I want to target the same general searches with a product collection ad. I wanted to do a video campaign, but I don't have a high enough resolution video to use today, so I'll just skip that for now. And then last, I have a sponsored display ad campaign, which will target recent product viewers. And that's 4 campaigns right there, and that'll be plenty to start with. So I'll spend about $45 a day on these, another $10 on the sponsored brand campaign, and then another $10 on the sponsored display campaign. That's about $65 a day. And the reason I want to go for general searches is because in my search terms data from before, I don't have really any search terms that include competitor brand or my brand name for that matter searches. So we'll just go after general searches for now. Okay, now that we're all done with planning, I'll start creating campaigns, and this will go much faster and smoother for us, having already collected all of our keywords, ad copy, and product images from the get-go. So first I'll create a few campaigns in Amazon's campaign creation interface, and then I'll create the rest of my campaigns using Perpetua, which is an ad management platform that I'm going to use to optimize these campaigns after setup. You can run your ads with or without a program like Perpetua, but it definitely helps to use a software platform when you're managing many campaigns. So let's jump in here. And I'm going to go to the campaign builder. This is in our Amazon Seller Central account. And so I'm going to start with sponsored products. So I'll hit continue there. And then the ad group name, for us this doesn't matter. I'm just going to put all keywords and ASIN targets. And I'll from here select a couple SKUs or ASINs that I want to promote. And since I don't have a big ad budget, I'm just going to put a lot of these into a single campaign. And I'm going to make sure to choose the ones that have the most reviews, which shown right here, which is handy. So I'll click on quite a few of these. And you can see I have square and I have round, and then I have different colored bar stool seat covers. And it might make sense in the future to split these out into two different campaigns where I have one set of campaigns for the rounded seat covers and then another set of campaigns for these square covers, and maybe even a third campaign for the packs, for 4-packs of seat cushions. But based on what I have in my search terms data for now, there aren't a lot of differences between searches. So I don't have searches specifically for square versus rounded cushions. And because there's not a lot of different types of searches that include round versus square, I don't think it's worth making separate campaigns at this point, but maybe in the future. Okay, so I'll just add in a couple more of my best sellers, which I know are the ones that have the most reviews. Okay, and let's just stop after everything that has less than 300 reviews actually, or is out of stock. So that one's actually out of stock. In fact, I have so many in here. Let's just get rid of all the ones that are low stock as well, because I don't want to run I don't really want to run out of inventory on any of these, and I can help avoid that by not sending traffic to them, to those that are almost out of stock. Okay. Okay, and now I have plenty of products in here. Eight is good. 8 is fine. I don't need to have all of them in here. And then I want to use manual targeting, and I want to use keyword targeting. And I want to enter in a list because I already have all my targets ready to go right here. So I'll just copy all of these. And this is actually a bit much. I don't always start with this many. And because I'm just starting, I am going to keep broad, phrase, and exact all on. Then I'll hit add keywords. And then for these bids, I'm just going to err on the low side, so I'll lower this just a little bit for everything that it didn't have a suggested bid for. And then for everything else, I'll just quickly look through and see that there's nothing with like a $20 CPC, which sometimes happens, but I don't see that here. Everything's reasonable in terms of the bid. Okay, so I'll go ahead with that, and then I don't know of any negative keywords that I want to add right now, so I'll just leave that blank, but it's definitely good to add negatives. I'm going to leave this on dynamic bids, bid up and down. If you'd like to change this to be more conservative with your bids, you could select dynamic bids down only, or fixed bids, but I'm going to stick with up and down for now. And then for my campaign name, I'm going to make a naming convention here on the spot while I do this so that I can keep track of this easier when I come back to look at the campaign. So I'll call this all seat cushions manual targeting. And then for the daily budget, I planned 45. So I'll do launch campaign. And then I'm going to go back and pause it because I want to start all these campaigns at the exact same time. So here I have the ad group that I created, and I put all keywords and ASIN targets, but that's the wrong title. So let me just change that quickly. All keywords. Save. All right, and then I'll go back. And then what I could do at this point is I could create another ad group that targets all of my ASINs for my brand and then also competitor ASINs. But rather than doing that here, I'm going to demonstrate how I use Perpetua to do the same thing. And so now I'll go into Perpetua, go to my sponsored products section. And by the way, I've already set up Perpetua, so if you haven't yet set up Perpetua, you won't see some of this data. It takes about a day or two for Perpetua to pull in all your data. But anyway, since I've done that already, I'm ready to go, so I'll click New Goal. And I'm going to tick all the products that I want to advertise, which in this case, I'm going to tick everything except those that say inventory unknown, because I don't have a lot of inventory of those, or they're simply out of stock. Okay, so I'll select those. Same for these. And then I'll do the same for these. And then I'll do the same for these. There's only one in inventory here. I'm actually going to leave that one ticked because once that one unit of inventory goes away, the ads for that specific product will stop showing, because these ads are inventory aware, so they'll know when something goes in or out of stock. Okay, and then in Perpetua, there's a couple different options here. I'm going to use universal targeting because that targets every type of keyword. And brand and advanced targeting, those are something for a different video. For starters, I usually go with universal targeting anyway, so I'll call this all seat covers manual, for manual bidding. So I'm bidding manually on keywords and ASINs. I'm going to make the target ACOS 50%, and then the daily budget 45%. And then under advanced, I'm going to actually have Perpetua set up all the types of campaigns for me in one. So they'll set up keyword targeting, ASIN targeting, and then also, if I let it, it'll set up automatic category targeting too. Category targeting is where you'll target ads towards specific categories like furniture or furniture accessories. I actually don't want that in this case because I don't have a lot of budget. So I'm just going to start with keyword targeting and then product or ASIN targeting. And then I'll leave the rest of the settings as is and I'll hit done. And then I'm going to hit launch goal. Let's see. I have a little message here. These targets may not perform as expected, so I'll hit suggest targets. Oh, interesting. So I actually am fine starting with a higher ACOS and then a lower budget, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'll just forego that advice and hit launch because I don't have a budget that big. Okay, and there's my sponsored product campaigns from Perpetua. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go back in and I'm going to add in some targets. Because I haven't run any campaigns within Perpetua yet, I think it's a good idea to add some of my own targets. So I'm just going to add those like this. First, I'll add keywords, which again, I'll pull from my list. So I'll just take that. And then I want phrase, broad, and exact. And then I'll delete some of the ones with errors here. Those ones might have been duplicates. Then I'll hit add to goal. Okay, then I'm going to hit plus again and add some more targets. And this time I'll add product targets, which are ASINs. And so I'll go back into here and I'll grab all the competitor ASINs. And of course, you can separate your competitor and brand ASINs into different ad groups. I'm going to put them all in one to begin with. So those are all my competitor ASINs. And here's all my brand ASINs. Okay, great. And while Perpetua works on that, I'll move on to the sponsored brand setup, which I can do in Perpetua, but as of right now, Perpetua doesn't let me add in lifestyle images into the sponsored brand campaigns when I set them up here. And I want to add those lifestyle images. You'll see those in the Amazon interface. And so I'll add those in Amazon this time. So I'll hit create campaign. Instead of sponsored products, I'll choose the middle one, which is sponsored brands. And then before I name it, I'm going to go down and look at the 3 ad formats. So I've got product collection, store spotlight, and video. These are all different. Both, as of late 2022 when I'm filming this video, product collection and store spotlights both allow you to send your traffic to pages on your Amazon shop. I want to use product collection because it gives me more space to add a lifestyle image. So I'm going to use that one today. And I'm going to select new landing page, which is where this ad will send traffic once someone clicks on it. But I'm going to go back and name this now because I wanted to select which of those 3 I would use. So I'm going to call this product collection because that's the one that I chose here. So I'm going to call it product collection. In fact, I'm going to call it all seat cushions product collection, and then I'll call it manual for manual keyword bidding. And I'm going to set the budget to $10 a day, and then the start and end date don't matter for this case. I'll leave automated bidding on. You can turn that off if you want to be more conservative on your bids, but I'll leave that on, and then I'll just do ad group name. This will be keywords, and then I'll let it be product collection again, and then I'll, instead of using the store in this case, which I could use, it'll allow me to send people to the store homepage, which for this shop is this, but I want to clean this up and make it look even more shopper friendly, so I don't want to use that page right now. So what I'll do instead is I'll use a new landing page, which is something that Amazon just does automatically, and I'll show you an example here. So if I were to choose several products, what Amazon will do is it'll create a landing page that looks like this one, which is just a collection of those products. It features one in the middle with a nice big shoppable product tile that has the description, the reviews, the price, whether or not it's Prime eligible, and then even the shipping ETA, plus some more products below. I think this looks really good, and I think it looks better, at least for today, than this shop homepage. So I'm going to use this new landing page for now. And then just like before, I'll select the products that I want to show up in here, which are going to be all the products that are not out of stock and have high reviews. So I'll click through and add those quickly. Okay, so now I've selected 12 products, and like I said, I try to avoid products that are low in stock because I don't want to spend a lot of money sending traffic to something that'll go out of stock soon. But in this case, I'm going to, because I want to have a pretty full product page or landing page that looks like this. So I'll have a grid of 4 products in the top, 1 in the middle, 4 more down below. And then because I chose 12 products here, I'll have another row of 4 products down below. Okay, so I'm going to go with those, and I'm going to do keyword targeting for now, and then I'll enter in my list that I have here, and then I'll add those. I'll just ignore that one. And then for suggested, I'm going to look at a couple of these on this occasion. So I'll add in the Tolix cushion keyword, Tolix cushion square, and then this one is pretty relevant, so I'm going to add this one in too. And then the rest of these, I think I'll forego because I don't have products that exact dimension. In fact, let me check that. Yeah, these are 9.75 by 9.75, or 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. So I don't want to use this 12 by 12. In fact, let's see. I actually did that before on some other campaigns, so I'm just going to take those out. They still might get me sales because someone might search that and then decide that they want a smaller cushion, but let's actually just take those out for now, just to make sure we don't spend any more money than we have to get the most relevant clicks. Okay, so I like that, and I could add more. In fact, I want to add these because we do have a 4-pack. Okay, and then I could keep adding more and more and more, but I'll stop here because this is plenty of keywords. It's not likely that all of these are going to get clicks because there's so many. I'd have to have a much bigger budget. So I'll stop at those keywords because those are the most promising, and then I'll call this, I'll just call this lifestyle image. This is the name of the ad, not the ad group or the campaign. And so for my headline, I could choose a suggested one, but I already have ad copy written out, and I have it in my campaign planning tool. So this is for mid-funnel. You can see my campaign planning tool. I have, as a sponsored brand, I didn't write this in here, but I did want this to be more mid-funnel traffic. Because once somebody has been shopping a little bit and they see a video of the thing that they've been shopping for, they're much more likely to click on that video. Of course, you could use video for top-of-funnel or high-funnel searches too, but I'm going to take my ad copy from this mid-funnel. I'm actually going to combine 2 of these together because I have plenty of room in this ad placement in Amazon. So I'm going to take these 2 and put them together, and then I think that might just fit there. So that just barely fit in, and that's perfect because I have Tolix style seat cushions, then a feature that they're easy to clean and install. So that's great, and that looks pretty good right there. Now I have a little error with the logo. I actually think my logo meets Amazon's policy requirements, so I'm just going to submit it even with that error, then I'll come back and check it later. Okay, now for my custom image, this is the part that I could not add in Perpetua, at least at this point in time. Perpetua is going to allow this in the future, I'm sure, but for now I have to add a custom image. Here, I can't add a custom image by setting up a brand campaign in Perpetua, so I'll click Add Image, And this is your opportunity to add a lifestyle photo that demonstrates the product in use. So I'm going to use this photo because that looks great right there. It shows all the different styles and colors, or at least some variations of them. Then I'll hit done, and then I don't like how these two products are square, square, round. I'm going to make it look a little neater, I think, by doing square, round, square. And then I also don't want, these two look almost identical, so let's change that. Maybe I can find a red one, just to show people that there's multiple colors available. Okay, so I think that looks a lot better. And I have some issue with my logo here. I actually think this does meet Amazon's policies for the logo, which I can see over here. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this as is, even with that little error right there. Then I'll hit submit for review. And what I'll do before I'm done here, but I won't record it, is I'll go back and I'll do create another ad. And I'll just make 3 more ads that I can use each of my different images that I had. So I actually chose a couple images that are already uploaded here. So I have this lifestyle image, and then this lifestyle image. And I'll simply create 3 more ads with all those different ones, but I won't do that on this video, I'll do that later. So I'll discard that. And that's it for the sponsored brand campaign. And the next thing that I'll do is I'll create a sponsored display campaign. And this one, I'll actually show you in here quickly how to do that. So I'll call this all seat cushions sponsored. Actually, I won't even call that sponsored display because I know that's what the campaign is. I'll set it to 10 a day. I'll leave the end date as is. Ad group, I'll just do all seat cushions. You can name this whatever you want. In fact, I do want to name it something different. So I'm going to name this product page visitors, because this display campaign will just target people that have visited but not purchased the product. I'm going to click optimize for conversions because I only want to remarket anyway. I'm going to add in all my products for this one just in case someone has viewed any of these products, even ones that are low in stock. And then I'm going to do audiences, views remarketing, and then advertise products. I don't have a big budget again, so I'm not going to use all these different ones. If I had a lot more money, I would select probably some more of these, like maybe this and this, because people searching for chair pads and bar stools might be relevant. But I don't have enough budget for that, so we'll just go with one, which, as I wrote down in my plan here, is just product viewers. So let's just get those. So I'm going to take out similar to advertised products, and then I'll just let it be advertised products. And then I'll leave these 2 in here also. Oh, except this one. I'll take that out too. Oh, and this one, purchases remarketing. I'm actually going to take that one out. I'm actually going to leave that one in because someone who's purchased once is more likely, a lot more likely to purchase again. So I'm going to leave those 2 actually in here. Let me even write this down because I don't want to forget what I've done here today. So let's do product viewers and purchasers. And then there's no question later of what I've done if I come back into my plan to check things out. So, all right, so I've got both of those in there. And then I want to use all these. So I'm going to add a logo. Let's see. I'll use my logo. Save that. Headline. I want to add a headline in here. And the headline that I'm going to use is, again, from my ad copy planner. I'm going to use one of these low funnel ones. So let's take, how many characters do we have? Let's take this and see how much space we have left. So I have 25 characters left. So let's actually take this and combine it with something else. Let's take it and combine it with this. Easy to install bar stool cushions. I'm actually going to do easy to clean and install again because I like being able to highlight all of the product features in one. Okay, so now I'm going to hit launch campaign. Oh no, not yet. Okay, so now I'll go back and then I'll select image. And then I'll put in one of my old images that I've got. I like this one. Okay, so then from here, I'm gonna go back and hit done and just check everything. Now, my ad image isn't quite showing the way I want it to on these square placements, like the mobile leaderboard placement. I want that crop to come over like that. Hit save. Okay, there, that looks a lot better. So when the image is cropped, I'll zoom in because it's a little hard to see, but when it's cropped, I want that centered. So that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. And you can see the text is a little bit covered up here, but I'm almost certain that's just a error with this ad preview tool. So, okay, so I'm done here. So I will just check everything quickly again, and then I'll hit launch campaign. Okay, so now I have all my campaigns ready to go. And at this point I can enable all the new campaigns and pause all the old ones. But I'm going to do that after the store owner gets a chance to review everything that I've set up. So I'm going to pause what I just set up now. And now the store owner has a chance to review everything that I've created today. Okay, and now we're done setting up all of our Amazon ad campaigns, and since we've written out our entire campaign plan, keyword research, and ad copy, it was easy to get it done quickly. But even more importantly, it'll be easier in the future to come back into this ad account and check the effectiveness of each campaign, and also to set up new campaigns quickly because we have everything written down and images collected and organized. It's always worth the time and effort to make a plan and write things down, especially in search engine marketing. So now in the coming days and weeks, I'll keep checking back on these ads and I'll share that in additional videos. For more free content, templates, and guides on search engine marketing, please sign up for our newsletter using the link below. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and check out the next video in this series to the right for more help and tutorials on search engine marketing.